Now here's the saying with life. Well, let me tell you about life. It's unfair. And right now we have a new debate topic on hand. Should athletes be permitted to protest? I feel like I did this debate before until I actually found out the reason why they made this debate. Because of this. So there's this soccer player, this guy right here, and global sports stars have been protesting against racism after the death of a black man named George Floyd at the hands of a U.S. police officer who was white. Now, normally these types of protests could get you banned from the next competition of where you're supposed to play in, but they decided to make an exception to this rule because this was so unfair. And then again, it was totally unexpected too. Justice for George Floyd, he was wearing it under his regular uniform t-shirt, which is kind of the opposite thing that was supposed to be expected for anyone to do too. But Justice for George Floyd does lots and lots of reasoning and ideas around people, and I guess that's the reason why this sparked a debate. The Olympic Committee made a public statement saying that they will still censor. They will keep its rules against they will keep its rules against protesting athletes in their next Olympics and every Olympics afterwards, at least as far as they know. And if you try to protest against racism in the Olympics, you'll definitely immediately be banned. It turns out that lots of things can get weird when you try to protest against rules and then protesting against racism at the same time. It kind of gets things weird, and it sparks lots of debate questions too. So let's just get this over with right now. Affirmative, you're up, and I have $5 million for you. $5 million? And more like 5 times 10 to the 5th power. I guess that'll do. Alright, here's your thing, Bozo. I want to tell you number 1. Alright, number 1! Athletes should be allowed to express their view when and whenever they want. Because of lots and lots of reasons that seems to be going on throughout the whole entire world. Lots of people are trying to censor people because they hey, it's a sports stadium. It's supposed to be for fun. It's supposed to be for fun and not for racism and things that could hurt people. But this guy says otherwise because you have to make everyone know it too. And now I think this brings us to the second part, our second issue too. Sports events get a lot of public attention, which makes it the perfect spot to actually become a place where you can become a worldwide protester and show everyone who's looking at you, because it's so many crowds, people, to actually see what your message is and what you want to tell people. And that brings us to our final point. Of our little, our affirmative positions points, let's just call them. It's that sports events are part of a wilder world and just this place where things seem to be right and everything is going to be alright and everything can be okay too. And sports events are a place where you should be there and reflect what the world is like, not just be there to play a piece of game, as some grandpas call it, a mindless guy who's just driving around the court with a ball. Yeah. Well, I have intentions. Number 1, sports events are a place for people to come together, not to be separated from each other. And that brings me to number 2. An athlete could do or say something that upsets people, but this would take away their achievement. I mean, sure, achievement is the main goal of an athlete, because without that achievement, they could no longer be a star and they could no longer make a living, which is a bad thing compared to that. Your job is literally becoming a superstar and to be a great person, to get role models and everything too. And if you say something that hurts people, it will take away your achievements and your whole efforts. People will not focus on the athletes anymore. They'll focus on the things you said. And turns out protesters can literally protest more effectively outside of the sports field because they have big followers on social media. That is usually way more people than how many people a stadium can contain. And they can use their large public social media to actually draw attention to this. Not at the random sports stadium too. Well, that seems to be fine enough, and that seems to be one of the weirdest things I've actually ever seen in Debate the World. I've been debating some topics for a while now, almost a year now, but this is probably the wildest one I've ever seen. And I guess there is a good reason to why we would basically do all this and do all these debates. So I guess until next time. The results are out! The results are out! You forgot to include the results! Oh yeah. Turns out we couldn't find any results. That there were technical difficulties with the poll that I usually use, to act for my basic research on the voting stuff. But it turns out this happened on another poll app. 20% of people thought that athletes shouldn't be permitted to protest. So 80% thought that we, the athletes, should be permitted to protest. Yippee! So I just hope you guys know that that's a happy ending. And I just hope you guys enjoyed all those episodes too. And enjoyed debating with me too. Please tell me in the comments below what your points are like and what your ideas are like. And I hope to see you guys soon. Until next time. So until next time, Schnan out. Peace. Ba 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 da 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 da.